Hey there, welcome back. So I played ahead a little bit. I think it was 15:30, so I've played 9 years between ending the last video. You didn't miss much, which is part of the reason I skipped. The biggest thing you missed was there was an awesome Parliament thing that popped up that allowed us to build roads with a discount. And so if we look at our roads now, you can actually see it on the map here. There's roads everywhere. We have almost all of our provinces connected, except for these three right here. I didn't get roads back to there, but you can see we got some really nice control into the 40s and 50s, 60s and 70s. So that part's good. We have a decent income, even though we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colonies, and I also have some exploration going on. I really just wanted to get aggressive with that. I'm assuming that you saw that we were at war with Morocco. Morocco tried to land and take... I needed Castile to beat them back. I was able to do it with some of my troops, but they completely overpowered me. I can't even beat Morocco in this game. I'm nowhere close to being a superpower. We have been told that there's no more union, but there's a union right here. You can see that they changed their flag. I don't know what makes them change their flag, but they did. They're Spain now instead of Castile. I think that's probably why. And so I can't even offer them an alliance because we're in a union. So being in a union with them doesn't... So maybe it's because the name of the country changed. I got a message saying we're not in a union anymore. So a little bizarre there. Outside of that, that little treaty thing that says we couldn't go in Brazil, as you can tell, I plowed through all that. I have all the regions. I was sneaking up as far as I can this way, but it looks like I'm running into Spain here. So that's the edge of my road. I just haven't bothered exploring anywhere else. I'm exploring just all along the coast and basically going in depth into South America. For this particular game, I'm going all in on South America. And then if I have time, I'll start doing some more Africa towards South Africa. I'm not going to worry about the Caribbean at all. And I think I was not recording when I blasted this out loud. But one of my gripes with this game is there's no difference between Portugal and Castile. Except Portugal is a little further to the west than Castile. That's the only difference. Castile has a little bit more responsibility because they're going to have to fend off France and Morocco. But Castile can just take over all of Portugal if they really wanted to. Castile can explore the New World, do everything that I can do, except they have more money. So if you look at the ledger here, we are currently at 188 ducats a month of income. We have a population of 874k. And a great power score of 234. Yeah, that's our situation. So I'm going to go ahead and clear us out. And Bohemia is making 1,097 to our, what is it, 100? With a score of 685. So we are nowhere close. And then it's Bohemia, France, and Spain. The big three. And then Delhi's the big four. I mean, by switching to population instead of using the mana points, this game just rewards the big countries. And I can't compete with them. All I can do is just pray that they don't attack me. And that's what we've been doing. We're eking out an existence with a much smaller economy. And I'm scrolling down. I don't know where we are in this mix. We were in the hundreds, so we're somewhere in here. I see Norway, Genoa. There we are. So we made it to here. Austria slightly above us. Scotland's doing better than us. England not doing as well as the big guys, but doing better than us. But yeah, 1,000 ducats a month, all three of these. So how do I compete with Castile in the New World? I don't. I'm trying to claim my Brazil. I'm hoping they don't come down here towards Argentina so I can claim this later. And I'm just trying to claim this part first. There's at least one gold mine that we secured. So that's something. I guess I could write home about. So I got all these charters started, but I was going to say, where's all my people? So why is our growth 0? There we go. Numbers finally filled in. And the development stuff is working. If you recall, when we started the game, this was around 24. So, I mean, it just takes a long time. Alright, so we'll boost 2 of our colonies. I can afford to send out one more. I can look at it this way, where I can just click on things, right? Like, there's a lot of stuff in the middle there. So let's look at our resources. So like, look, there's 2 gold provinces right in here, and another one there. There's another one here. Ooh, there's one there as well. And another one, 2 here. Oh my gosh, we got ourselves a jackpot. So if I go back to this view, you can see we can get any of these Brazil ones, right? And then even these ones here. So I want to go, we're going to do that one. And I don't know why it's saying that all my population is in Paramaribo. That's one of my colonies. Okay, well, we'll do it. No wood. Okay, so go to our explorers, click to replace this guy. This is an interesting one. We don't have enough money to enact anything. So this will reduce our income from minting, but increase our gold output and our trade advantage. Trade is how we're making most of our money, I believe. Like right now we're minting 21 ducats and we're getting 63 from trade. And look at that, we're selling gold. So we're getting gold from somewhere and selling it. So Benin and Niani are the only 2 we don't have access to. We do have access to these ones out here, Right here, the whiny. So if I click on that and look on trades, we're currently taking cocoa and sending it to Burgos. I wonder where I'm getting my gold from. I mean, this is saying that I'm getting gold in Lisbon. No, I'm buying gold. That's what I'm doing there. I'm buying gold from Monksoro. Which is Pindare country. This is the Monksoro. So this guy here, I'm selling gold to Burgos. So there's lots of gold in Monksoro, apparently. So let's look at their gold goods. That's their biggest surplus. And where's their gold at? They are producing 6 gold. Yeah, we're getting gold out of here, and we're making our economy work. So now it's saying, okay, if we ban exports, yeah, I don't know if I like that. Trade efficiency of 1 sort of sucks. That's how profitable a trade will be. Trade advantage, of course. This will make bigger output. Thing is, the output is for me. It's not for this country. I just have trade ability in this country. So I'm going to do regulated export. Just get extra money. And then if we go to here, I'm expanding to get into these gold mines, but this gold mine alone is getting me serious bank. And look at it, it's built up 5 out of 6. I didn't do that. At least, you know what? I probably did do that because I've been expanding RGOs and including their region. So that's fantastic. And look, the Arguin is getting me really serious money. What are the trades going on there? Oh, we had a lot of gold coming out of Arguin. Do I have gold there? I don't. Well, there's gold here. Arguin's more up here, though. Interesting. So somehow I'm getting gold there as well. Most important part being is we have gold, and we're finally generating some decent amount of income. A whopping 200 to the 1,000. Remember, everybody else has 1,000, so bear that in mind. And why this went to 0 again, I don't know. I don't know if that's a defect or what's going on. Like, where are we at zeros? So I don't understand why the charters are getting 0. And there we are. We researched the whole tree. So I'm just going to grab from the top. There we go. Numbers are back. Maybe I just had to scroll so you don't see them anymore. Or maybe they disappear when I close this. Who knows? Who knows? And we're nowhere close to having... I gotta get, like, printing press or something. Like, we gotta be close here. 786 ducats. Pike and shots, same deal. These are gonna be a while. Well, having the trade power really is helping, because it's getting me the gold and allowing me to get some decent money. Okay. So the viceroyalty is the term for our colonial nation, and they all are happier now. That is good to see. There's a lot of like hurry up and wait with this. It must have been made by the U.S. Army. Alright, here we go. I need to get printing press going, because that's a really good one. So is the pike and shot. Don't get me wrong. Pike and shot's important as well. more important if I actually had land units, which I don't. But let's get back to the Age of Renaissance and find, or no, I'm sorry, Discovery. So here we go, 10% max literacy. That's excellent. That's going to improve our research rate of everything else. Diplomatic capacity of 1, I can pass. Promote institutions. So I think this is a way you could use your cabinet to get institutions to come in quicker. That's not a bad one. We'll do that one. Colonial range, plus 500. And exploration. What did that unlock? Oh, it's a casus belli. So you can declare war for exploration. Interesting. Counter-espionage, not as interested. Spy network construction, monthly diplomats, shipbuilding speed, more diplomats, and prosperity. Those are lower priority. Skilled new artists. Books output, where did that come from? Institution growth, where did that... Okay. We're definitely doing this one. Institution growth. Paper workshop. Cultural influence. Books output. Printer shop. Sure. Reduce their food consumption. I don't know what cabinet laws are. We'll go ahead and try it. Lumber output for sure. Naval supplies workshop. These look like level 2 of our buildings, which is all good. Cardinal price lower. Peasant equilibrium. Sure. Cost of court. Crown power. Paved road. Cabinet seats plus 1. Power projection. See, some of these other countries probably already have all of these. And then we'll go ahead and grab the prosperity, the diplomats, shipbuilding speed. Like, all these are better than the other ones we haven't selected yet. There we go. So we got the whole tree selected now. Let's rock and roll. We can be a little patient for pike and shot now. And we're we're not rolling in the money because we just spent it all, I guess, to get this unlocked. This definitely taken a while. Obviously, those always take a while. So the world as I know it, we're trying to... Looks like that's all the further we can make it. They have this. Castile does. I'm trying to claim it all the way down to Argentina. And then, of course, eventually come over and do this and maybe grab some of these islands. Who knows? Somebody else might be doing all that. Okay. So, this would be a new edition. So we would change, the modifiers would be modified by 50%. The amount of paper that our props demand will be doubled. I don't care if I don't have enough money, I'm doing that. Alright, so we just discovered this region. This whole Amazon thing, there's just like, it's a country within a country. Okay, so why did I go into debt so much? The answer is we have this here, Portuguese ordinances, and all these numbers went up by 50%. So they're all just 50% better. The minimum tax is 50% better. The tax efficiency is 50% better. So it just makes us a little more competitive. Just a little. We're even getting some tax from the clergy now. Look at them. They just have so much money. That costs 56 to crank that all the way up. It gives you plus 30 loyalty to subjects, diplomatic capacity. The 30 loyalty from subjects is really good. This one costs 44. And then this one, a modest 11. There we go. Max literacy just shot up. So it'll take a while, but this will move up. Alright, why am I getting inflation? There we go. Massive debt. There we go. We paid 2 of them off. 787 in ducats. Going to take us a while to pay off our debt, but we did want to improve our gold mines. We're finally getting a few. Also, Lisboa. Hey, we got a saint. Irrigation makes our local population go up. This is all the way over here. So these markets, they're going to help them with storage, give us trade advantage, and some extra capacity so we can trade some more of that gold. There we go. Get some money. Pay off another round of debt. Colonial range goes up. All right. In our last war there, I did build 2 heavy carracks. It's not going to do anything. I mean, these guys had like 30 ships, but we at least have something a little better than we did before. Keep paying off that debt. Sort of works. I made these numbers show up, scrolled off the screen, and then all these zeros disappeared down here. I think that might just be some kind of glitch. Still don't have access to these 2 markets. It makes the Africa colonies really not worth it. Unless you invest some kind of way to either reveal the capital, because, like, can I get them to reveal their land? I don't know if I can. Open. Never a bad one. Just expensive. What's with Pindare being so upset? No representation. They think they're more powerful than I am. Alright, all loans are paid off. Now we can get to the business of winning again. Gonna pause it just because the pop-ups screw me up here. So we got South Atlantic. We have a lot of ocean stuff. I can't do these for some reason. Maybe it's because... yeah, I have nowhere I can start constructing exploration. Just really worried about the Neoni market. Wow, what an amazing character that is. Gonna put that one in my cabinet. Someone's gonna die soon. Yeah, see, they built that on their own. They're doing a fantastic job getting the gold up. They know where it's at. And then we're gonna get 1, 2 more gold just from that alone. There's so many things to build. Paper 251. We're very soon going to be building a paper thing that lets us build paper for cheaper, I guess. Right. The thing I don't understand is I get that they're showing me these markets, which I appreciate. These are our colonial subjects. Where's my markets? Available levels, under building limit. So if I go to Lisboa market, it's telling me I can't build tools at all. See, I don't use peasants to build tools. That's the problem. Or, oh, I see. There's no peasants available. Lisboa has 0 peasants. Wow. Yeah, we got a population issue going on. I better stop boosting. I don't know what's going on. Why is clicking on a cabinet member? I understand that that's what they're doing. There we go. Change what they're doing. Alright, this guy has 100 military. We use that to convert. Oh, you pesky... I wish I was old enough, or strong enough to kick Spain's butt. I am not. Alright. Paraguayna. Or basically Paraguay. If we just finish that, we'll have it join Guyana. Maybe we can explore this now. Paper workshop building. So we had the Paper Makers Guild, right? The Paper Workshop building is just superior. So we have Paper Makers Guilds. And I think I want to destroy those and replace them with paper workshops. They make it so complicated. Okay, so we do 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just build as many as we can. These will produce more. We certainly have a population problem. So let's stop developing. We need to migrate to Lisbon. So 23 more. But pike and shot, well, 831. So here's my problem. I have a population issue. I never thought that was going to happen, but basically like when I migrated away, I overdid it. And there are things like, so Lisboa, where's the population? Right here. I mean, you can see that it's growing. And I am doing the migration thing to try to make more people come. But the irrigation gives you extra. The development helps. I know I just stopped doing the development, but that actually helps. There we go. Books output plus 25%. Always good. Like, I'm curious to see where this goes. I'm curious to figure out how I screwed up my population situation. How did all my population emigrate from here, and now there's more population here? Where did all my peasants go? I had thousands and thousands of them. Remember, these were locations that I built. I built all these farms because they had thousands of peasants. Like, this is worse than the plague. Okay, so now we have the printer shop building, which is different than the scriptorium. So for example, I have 3 scriptoriums here, but there's a printer shop building that we can now build here. You can see it has a profit of 4.57. Alright, so I'm going to build up both of those gold mines. Because gold is where the fun is. See, I don't want migration, I want immigration. That's actually what I want. Still not very well developed. But we can work on Ribateo. Alright, so we have these laws here, and one of them open borders. I think we need to do this. Increase the loyalty of our subjects by 10. Also, another thing I want to consider is the commoners have only 2% power because there's not that many of them. What can we do for them? We can make them allowed in the cabinet. Make them in Parliament. Like, I just don't know. And, like, what's causing the colonies to say, hey, we don't have representation? Oh, I don't even have a law passed for this one. Possible burgers, plus 100. This is not bad, considering that the burgers are getting more and more powerful. We want them to have satisfaction equilibrium, which lets us tax them more. Getting a noble equilibrium change is nice. Everything else is okay. Centralization is always good. This lowers the power of everybody. This is sort of nice. I like this one too. Possible clerics in towns and cities. Let's do dynamic administration. Reduce all their power by 10%. It's not going to pass yet. Spain is kicking butt in this game. They're getting all the hegemons. You can see that here. They got 2, France has 2. And then the Kingdom of Suzhou has 1. The economic hegemon. We have a lot of money, folks. So, since we don't have a lot of population, the best place to spend our money is elsewhere. Look at that. We're getting 168 a month now. So what do we do that all of a sudden made us start making a bunch of money? The minting is still 20. The taxes are up. Trade is also doing really well. The cost of colonies is low. So it probably means we need to get cracking here. We've done all this. For whatever reason, I didn't do that region. We can do Southern Africa. And we should. I don't trust the Niani market. Still can't do that one. As for the colonies, we're out of money. There's a whole bunch of... Look at this. It's just ridiculous how many opportunities there are. One of these makes gems. Let's do... Where are the gems? Right here you are. I don't know what I just invented. What are we on? The weapon workshop? Probably some book upgrade building. So it's probably the one right before it. Lumber output. Oh. So we did this one, the Naval Supplies Workshop. That's a big one. So we have a guild. Now we have a workshop. Look at this person. She's good at everything she does. Now what do we want her to do? Definitely, we're stopping the sending people away. That part is no good. We can promote an institution to make it cheaper to adopt, like pike and shot. I think we want to continue development. Because we're a little behind on that. There's still... I mean, we're green in Lisboa, but we're brown everywhere else. We're at 132. And as we said, see, this does not require... This requires employees from the other nations, not ours. There we go. So when you request a cardinal seat, the cardinal seat... I thought it attracted people. I guess it doesn't, but it doesn't. It's all right. We're still going to request one anyways. Let's do one in Coimbra. See, if I'm willing to spend 1541, I can turn that into a city. So Pindare settled it instead of us. Interesting. So he's doing settling. I'm okay with that. Them doing their own settling sounds great. I have like nothing left to say. I'm sort of getting bored, to be quite honest. Like I'm curious, like what happens next. I'm thinking I need to start pushing for Argentina and South Africa and forget about the interior, because it looks like he's got the interior covered just fine. I think I did this for the gold mine more than anything. And then I was going down the list without even paying attention to where it was, so I chose to colonize all these areas that don't matter. I'm definitely avoiding up here. If I can get down to South Africa, I really wish I could just click on this and do research or explore from here. Like, that's a map mode thing. I don't want map mode. I want to explore. So that's annoying. So now I gotta hover over these to figure out which one's which. I might already be exploring those. And there it is. I picked something in the Benin area because I was being lazy, and it stalled because he has no resources. Got 13 more to go. Looks like we can unlock even global trade. I think I might want global trade. For 688, I would like to unlock global trade. So now I gotta reevaluate my life choices here. Cost of court is good. This is good. That is good. That is good. That is good. Probably not necessary. So I'll get rid of that one. Definitely get rid of that one. Alright, so we got 2 things, or 6 things still on the menu. That's okay. But now we just unlock global trade, which I'm assuming is going to be big for us. Out of all 3 of these, this is the big behemoth. Trade maintenance. That's going to make our trades more profitable. Vice royalty. This is the thing I think we've been looking for. This is the droid we've been looking for right here. There he is. So local noble power goes up, but the proximity source is plus 30, which means our control is better. See, like, I don't like, I understand logically what it's trying to do, but if it's a vice royalty, that means it belongs to a colonial nation. I mean, I guess it just lets him have more control, which then makes him more powerful. Okay, it's fine. We want it. Because it's going to help us with our colonies. All those colonies we have are viceroyals. Beer Workshop is a better version of beer. These annoy me, by the way. If I have an upgraded version of something, I want to be able to convert from whatever building A to building B. And I have to go in and destroy all building A and build building B. That's very painful. Iron output plus 66%. I should be paying attention what's over here first. Trade advantage. Yes. Furniture workshop. I gotta go find it again. Maritime presence. Port authority. That's a big one. Proximity costs for open sea. Big. That unlocks all kinds of stuff. Holy buckets. Okay, I probably picked more stuff than I really needed there, but it's upgrade to a lot of my industry buildings. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I'm getting better with my income, right? They just moved up to 2,000. Well, you know, not quite there, but they're just under 2,000. They were at 1,000. Portugal. I'm at 260. So that means I should be right around here. Where did I go? There we are. I'm right here. If we go to score, I'm 487th. Ooh. I am stuck in the wind. So this should change even though that says 0. 94.47. It did not change. But if I go up here, have it not on my screen, oh, it didn't change. Just so annoying. I mean, I want to quit playing just because of this. But there's definitely good things, like, on the horizon. I see it. There's a game that's just so much about patience. Like, I don't understand why I'm down to 0. Does it mean that... See, no, I try to look at it, why is it 0? And then boom, now it popped up. So is that just a defect? I needed to, like, kick the car? No migration camp because there are no locations to migrate from with their culture and religion greater than 1,000 pops. So they're below 1,000 pops? Where they're migrating from? I think most of our migrations are coming from the Canary Islands. It said they had plenty. Still has plenty. Yeah, I feel like I broke the game. Or I broke myself, or whatever the right analogy is. Like, I'm no longer able to colonize, and if I can no longer colonize, the thing that was giving me the advantage in the game is going away. If I had any advantage at all. I mean, I'm clearly losing compared to these bigger countries. I just ran out of people. And that part I can understand. I wish the mechanics maybe helped me to understand how I'm running out of people. Like it says if there's less than 1,000, then people won't come. Well, Canary Islands had 86,000. So they have way more than 1,000. And you saw it just jumped to 159 and then back to 0. So it's almost like they grew enough population that whatever threshold they're looking for was surpassed, so they were able to grow a little bit, and now it's on pause again until the population gets past. Like, from an intellectual perspective, I understand what's happening, but if I'm out of population, that means I'm just going to sit here and watch the clock spin for, I don't know what, 10, 20 years for a new generation of population to show up so we can finally resume our adventures. And it's, again, that's a problem with a small country. I can't populate the entire world. You know what? In EU4 I could. That's the difference. And I don't know, like, this is where the criticism of the game makes sense to me. In EU4, smaller countries had a chance. I don't have any chance as Portugal. I'm sitting here thinking, you know what, if I could just get Spain to protect me, then I can go do my business, which I am. I'm currently... I finally have gold and resources and, at least from my standards, a very decent income. But yeah, I don't... I'm falling flat on my face here. Now I got another cabinet seat. This is a fantastic one. I mean, I could do the migration, but all that does is pull from the other territories. I don't necessarily want that. I honestly don't know. I'm going to pause for a second. So conciliatory will make my subjects like me more. Decentralization. Centralization. Neither of those, in fact. I'm just seeing like what impacts population. Serfdom, maybe? No. I don't see a population bump or anything. I see promotion. And man, when I saw that we had 46,000 peasants, I was thinking, how am I ever going to run out of peasants? And here I am. I'm now begging for anybody to show up. Look at that, population capacity. But I have no population. That still gives population capacity. That's a migration speed. Yeah, almost like I need to steal population from Castile. Or Spain in this case. I mean, at least got a decent research rate. We can see what the Viceroy building does. Look at that, I just spent 2,000 gold, or ducats. Still haven't improved all my... That does look glorious. So we got The area around Argentina explored. And maybe that's just it. I don't have population, but I can explore. So let's get all the exploration out of the way, right? I do wish there was like a select, like select a whole bunch of them, and then say go. Surprise, surprise. So I'm avoiding all the Scandinavia. I'm avoiding Caribbean, Atlantic Ocean. I'm just focusing on Portugal and South Africa. And as you can tell, there's plenty of exploration to do just in those two areas. There's another Central Africa one. Okay, I don't know if I got all of them, but I think I got most of them. And we have a whole bunch of them. Like, some of them are queued up because I'm preparing from the same location in multiple ones, and they do them serially. And then this I need to change, and we need to take out some rebels. Okay, so trade maintenance is minus 10%. That should change our income a little bit. These things are going to take forever. This one looks really bad. They have no naval supplies in Monksoro Market. get some naval supplies to them. We're getting a population growth for 180 days. Felt like I did a lot of work and it's only... Where am I at? 52. There we go, one of them's done. I mean, we're spending all this colony money to get no progress. So at least with one of them being done, the cost of the colonies goes down a little. I enjoyed about 2 months, and then it stopped again. It's coming. Got a lot of money in case it costs 700 each or whatever. Ooh, it's a blue one. Come on. So it's a building that I can only build if I'm a viceroyalty myself? What's going on? Maybe if I wait a month. I was so excited about this. Doesn't even help me, does it? Nonsense. Look at all these trade offices. Beautiful trade offices. We got an empty cabinet slot. So a lot of those offices just finished. I'm getting almost as much income now as I was before I started all this exploration. That's pretty cool. So you know what that means. Let's get it all out of the system. It's like the people who get engaged. They just got to get it out of their system. And these things won't ever appear on my search bar again. Chances are they're going to unlock 3 more. It's pretty good. Alright, so here we go. All these people exploring, I don't know, 8 to 10 ducats each. Still getting 56. That's with a Maintenance of 50 on these. We're doing pretty good for Portugal standards. It's funny. I still need the money. This far into the game. Doesn't matter how much my income is. I still need the money. I do like my strategy though. Since I'm out of employees, I'm just gonna use everybody else's employees to make more money. Basically infiltrate everybody else's markets. Can you imagine controlling each one of these individually? Holy cow, would that be a lot of work. Every single month when prices change? Oh wow. This is why they need to help you create better rules for the automation. Because they know you need to automate this. Somewhere in here. There he is. I've taken a loan? I thought I had plenty of money. Having the colonies rebel on you before you've even made enough money to pay for what you put into them, I don't know if that's realistic. I mean, maybe it is, but it certainly isn't fun. These guys need tools. They're not letting me build, are they? See, we can do paved roads now, which are better than the gravel roads. It's going to be expensive. Oh, look, the estates are building some paved roads. That's going to help with the control. Armory. Look at that. Expand paved roads. I only have $731 though. Let's figure out what we want here. This one. We're going to get the loyalty of our subjects back up. Dumb policy. That's an interesting one, because the burgers are gaining all the power. That might be actually a source of some of our problems. It doesn't seem to be doing too much. I will choose it. We always need the money. They already have paved roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads. Alright, let's see how that does. So I did that, and then they get all upset with me. Yeah, this lack of population thing is really annoying me. And, I mean, I get that we're making progress on the exploration here, and you can see we have the islands at least sort of exposed, or around the Cape of Good Hope. I just tried to colonize here. I don't know if it has the significance. In EU4, this was... it was crucial if you wanted to eventually get to the East Indies. This was crucial. You had to come around this way and have colonies here, or you had to come around this way and have colonies here. Because you could also go west and get to the Indies as well. But this was the more traditional way. And then the this trade market here was the most important in the entire game, because all the money from over here flowed through here. So you would think, okay, well that means this is the most important one. No, because it all flowed through. So whether you cared or not, it all went to here. And even if you were here trying to collect money off of this node, all of it would go here. You'd collect some of it, but you're not going to get all of it. And anyways, so then it gets to here, and then from here it would split to either Castile, France, or England, or there was actually one path that I think went to the Caribbean, or it went to Brazil. I don't remember which of the two. But the Caribbean and Brazil also fed into it. Like there was one of them was a two-way path, and so everything from the east flowed into here, and then even most of South America flowed into here, and then from there it went to one of these major countries. And of course, if you were England, you had all the power here. You would divide all of it to England, and then you'd get all the money. And of course, you would maybe have a few colonies in North America, and you'd get money from that as well. But that was the key. But like, you could be Portugal, for example, and you don't have the ability to colonize everything out here. And that was fine. All you had to do was colonize this. Control this. Let England and everybody else go colonize all that. The money would flow back, and you would get free money just right to you. This is brutal. It's not making enough progress. We're at 1570. This guy is annoying beyond belief. Yeah, I think I have to call it, folks. I know some of you probably want to see where this ends up. I mean, I sort of do. This is the furthest I've ever made it into the game. And I keep telling myself, you gotta finish. Just finish the dang thing. And, I just don't like what's happening. So we do at least have one more done. I didn't see this sneaking up on me either, that I was losing all of my population. I thought I had plenty. I mean, look at this. I almost had. I think this might almost be less than after the Black Plague. So the number of people you need to get one of these provinces to turn your color is very large. It's not like so in EU4 you just needed to get to I think 1,000 people. With this is way different. You're sending thousands upon thousands. So look at that. I just got plus 7,009. How? I don't know. You can see my population was way up here, and then bam, we went way down. That was probably me colonizing the crap out of everything. And then this is where we've been just, you know, all the way for the last couple of years. This is the Black Death right here. So we're at the Black Death level for population. So, it was important to make sure you had plenty of food, because food makes your areas grow. So, for example, you know, because I am sitting on some money here, we want irrigation to as many places as we can, because that's going to get us population growth. But see, I spent why it's not letting me. Maybe because I don't have enough population. There we go, I just spent all my money on irrigation. So each level of irrigation increases population capacity by 1,000 and increases food production. Because that's the other factor too, they need food to grow. Right, let's check out our control here. Some of the roads are still building, it looks like. Or the estates are paying for the roads. To be honest, the control didn't go up that much, but here's the deal. What it did, the road level 2 isn't going to make this guy improve. What it makes is the cost to go from here to here lower, and that makes this guy and this guy improve. So the ones that are further away will improve because you have more points to reach the outer areas. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. Maybe my lessons learned. I got to manage my population a little better. Be careful with how much I spam. Like, I thought I was doing the right thing, spamming all this. I clearly was not. Can I recover from it? I think I can, but I think it'll be boring. I mean, the game goes to, like, I don't know what it goes to, 1800? I'm Googling it. Of course, I spelled EU5 wrong. $1837. I mean, we're only 1572, 1672, 1772. I mean, I have 250 more years to play. So there's still plenty of game ahead of me. And as long as Castile doesn't get angry with me, I'm probably going to be safe doing what I'm doing. And I could eke out all the way to the end. I don't think it's lost. It's just, am I having fun? No. You know, are these irrigations going to save me? I don't know. Most of these are in the colonies, which don't help me any, but and I'm seeing that we're getting some growth, but if you look at the graph, you know, we're flatlining. There's a little bit of growth, but it's mostly a flat line. This was our peak society right here, and I don't know what year that was, but yeah, you can see, bam. Not as bad as the Black Plague, but still. We got all that explored. Yay! Yay, team. Anyways, I am going to stop it here, but stick around if you want to see my England game. I don't plan on playing it. I'm just going to show you where I'm at with it. When you have the Iron Man mode on, it automatically saves your game. There's only one save, which makes it a little scary, but there's only one. So with England, I have all these folks are my subjects. Pale is also my subject. These guys are not. They're not. And then, of course, I'm in this eternal war with France. It's 1512, and the war is still not over. The reason why it's not over is I either need to have less than 20 locations in France, or I'm sorry, less than 4 locations in France. I have 20. Or I need to have more than 200 in France, which I have 20. And then here it says, well, actually, more than 130 here. Currently I have 20. So actually I need to have more than 130. France has more than 200. So France needs to have more than 200, and I need to have less than 4. That's how they win. I need to have more than 130, or I need to take Paris and subjugate them. That's in here somewhere. Right here. Force the Union. Neither has happened. And what has happened is I lost all my territory in Aquitaine, but I gained some here. In fact, you start with only 2 provinces, so I've gained Calais and all these. Why am I gaining territory? France is kicking my butt every war. I am literally using my navy. I have 42 strong here, mostly carracks, and I'm going around and just sinking them over and over and over again. You can see they have 34 here. Only 17 heavy ships. I can spank them day and night with my navy. So I defeat them again and again and again. So they bring troops out to try to land. I sink them. And I get a whole bunch of war score points. Also, most of the time, they set a war goal to take Middlesex, which is London. So they want to take London. And they never do. So as long as I hold London, I get an automatic tick in my favor. Like every so many days, I get war points for holding the objective. So it's sort of like, any capture the flag kind of game where, the team that holds the objective scores points over time, and eventually, you win just by holding it. So now when France chooses one of these locations as its objective, it takes it immediately, and then I lose. And that's how I lost all of this down here. They chose an objective, I think, down here, and I didn't stand a chance. So now, if I last long enough, there will be a white piece that's forced, and I can ask the Pope to force it. That's something I learned as I was playing. I didn't realize that when I first started. You have to last for 4 years. And that's where the request papal delegates is. And then if the war starts, if I have enough money in my bank, which you got to be careful because I spend it all the time, I can request a war entry, and I need way more than 548. I need about 2,000 actually in my bank, but it costs me 548. I can select from a list of countries, and then it gets added to my side. So every time these wars are declared, it's all these countries against all those. Most of them, don't let it fool you. Most of these are just my itty-bitty subjects over here. But still. And then they do. They land with 30k stacks here, and they like to land up here a lot as well. And I have 3,500 standing, and I can muster another 33 grand of levies. So much more powerful than Portugal. And with that said, how am I doing? I'm only making 15 ducats. But, this is one of the things I can do. Save a little bit. My cost of the court, is more reasonable. I'm exploring right now. So I have all these settlements going. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm making a mistake. I'm settling all these places, and I'm going to end up having no population because of that. But that's what I'm doing at the moment. And my building are 87 ducats because I have 24 armories. That's killing me right now. But I need the armories to keep my manpower up. So it's a fine line. And I also need this manpower to be up. Currently, it's drained all the way. I'm burning through sailors all the time to keep my navy up to snuff. But anyways, that's England. It's been fun. I hate France, like with a passion. After playing as England, but they at least you know, they take. I don't take the territory here seriously. I do try to take what I can. The last couple of wars, I refused to take territory and instead just made France pay me 2,000 ducats because I need the money more than I need anything else. And were I not exploring and colonizing, I mean, that colonizing has taken 52 ducats. That's where most of my money's going at the moment. And then, of course, like I said, this is a big bill right here. I do have a lot of cathedrals. I mean, I'm doing well as far as buildings are concerned. But yeah, I'm making the same mistake. I'm colonizing all these African spots. And here you can see France is as well. And there's no Portugal, because Portugal got gobbled up by Castile, as they always do. But yeah, it's been fun. It's definitely a challenge. England's a little backwards. France is just so powerful. There's no. If you try to bring your troops and land in France, I'll get some success. I'll maybe take one or two castles, and then their armies from wherever they come from, just they're double, triple my size, and they obliterate me. And I've had a lot of difficulty with, like, I'm standing here with my army and I'm saying, get on the boat to come back. And it says yes. Anybody available will bring them back. And then I have all these boats with, you can see I have 13 transports. They're all available. They're sitting here with no assignment, and they refuse to bring the army back. And I lost my whole army. Why is that important? Most of them are levies. They're my people, my employees, my population. So to lose, 60,000 population to a war, that's just as bad as sending them all to colonies. So, anyways, it's been a big deal, and it's still fun. They're very large. I can definitely see how, I do have time to get explorations in, and the only constraint is it consumes sailors, which I need to keep my navy up to snuff. The other cool thing is the transition. So you start off in the 1300s with rudimentary armies, but then you get not the pike and shot, but the one before that, professional army. You get that, and it lets you build things that improve your manpower. So now you have crossbowmen, men-at-arms, heavy cavalry. I have some cannons. Like, it makes it's exciting because you're getting some cool stuff. And then the same thing's happening with the ships. Like, as you know, you need I think it was banking. Banking lets you get your first ship upgrades. So you start off with these crappy, very, very crappy galleys. I had these stupid galleys. And so I'm using little stupid galleys to defend against France. And it works, because France has even less stupid galleys than I do. But then, I get banking. And the next war comes, and France no longer has galleys. They have a very formidable sea force. And I'm sitting there building carracks and just waiting for 6 months for my carracks to finish, while war is already raging, and just praying that they don't use that time to try to land. And they did. They landed. And I had to beat back their army, and it was not easy. But then my carracks finished, and then carracks went up against his carracks. It was actually a tough war. But then, that's the thing, is so in between each war, the technology keeps getting better, and so I keep improving my navy with better ships, and so you have to, you can't You know, you have to always be ready for the next iteration. And we've gone through, it doesn't state it here, we've gone through at least 11 wars now. And until, you know, this happens, it won't end. And then there is a year in here. We have to get to Age of Reformation. If we get to that, it will end. And the problem is, the Age of Reformation isn't until 1531, I think. So I still got 15 more years. And I'm pretty sure they're going to declare war one more time. Like, we're in a peace treaty right now, but that's only until December. So in 6 months, he's going to declare war again. He's nonstop. He waits until the next chance, and then bam, he's after me again. Anyways, that's England. I have enjoyed that. I have not played as Castile. I did try Florence for a little bit. Florence is challenging because they're small. It's the same problem. But the interesting thing about Florence, I will just say this before I let you go, is you can actually become a bank. Like, you can stop governing Florence and actually become a bank corporation, and you can take on the loans of all the other countries and use those loans to grow your power. And so you're literally playing the game as a bank. I think that's really cool. I haven't done that yet personally. A buddy of mine did. But anyways, there's a lot of things about this game to love. But you could also tell, you know, EU4 has the benefit of, 14 years, 12 years of expansions and refinements. And this definitely needs a few. And some people get all angry about it. They're like, why can't you just produce a complete game? Why do I need refinements and to pay for 4 DLCs before you get it right? I don't know. I mean, it's a game. We're playing it right now. And, you know, the Portugal thing sort of bogged down. But there was no reason I couldn't finish that game. I mean, it's a complete game as it is. It's just that the refinements make the complete game a better complete game. I don't understand people who have that logic. It eludes me. And I just picture these people who live in cardboard boxes that want to buy Paradox games. And they spend all day from their cardboard box just complaining about how expensive these games are when they're not that expensive in the grand scheme of things. So, anyways, that's my rant. Thanks for watching. As always, stay awesome.